Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking all about what I take to clinicals. Many of you guys have requested this video, and why haven't I done it sooner? I don't know, but here we are. We're going to do it. We're going to get into it. I have so many things that I want to talk about. Some things are going to be obvious things like stethoscope and stuff like that, but I'm going to tell you guys why I'm talking about it and my recommendations and my take on what kind of stethoscope you should get and all of that. But yeah, if you guys want to know what's in my clinical bag, what I take to clinicals every single day, just keep watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, let's get started, right? Let's get into it. Yay! Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about is obviously my stethoscope. Now, the reason why I'm talking about my stethoscope is because obviously it's a requirement for you to take a stethoscope to your nursing clinicals. The one that I use is actually the Littmann Classic 3. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, the Littmann Classic 3. Now, this was not cheap. I mean, I'm sure you guys know Littmann's are not cheap. This one I think I got for $75 on Amazon. And when I was looking to get a stethoscope, I was kind of asking around like to see what other people were gonna buy. And a lot of people were leaning over to getting Littmann's, and I was like, but is it worth getting a Littmann? Like, is it worth getting an expensive stethoscope if I'm just in nursing school? And I was talking to nurses that have already graduated, and a lot of them were saying that if you don't get a good stethoscope, you're gonna end up buying a good stethoscope after you graduate from nursing school, and a lot of them still use the same stethoscope that they did use in nursing school. So it was good to just invest in a good one that'll last you, because people use this for 10 plus years before they ever even consider getting a new one, just because it's quality. It's a quality stethoscope. Mine still looks brand new, you guys. Like, there's not even any scratches or anything. Like, this could have literally come out of the box yesterday. Like, that's how clean and beautiful it is. So obviously we're gonna be requiring a stethoscope, so we're gonna be taking our stethoscope. Another thing that I want to talk about is bringing an extra watch. So I normally take my Apple Watch to clinicals. This is what I have on my wrist. But a lot of the times, like if I have a certain patient that's in isolation, I don't want to use my Apple Watch. And if I know that the entire day I'm going to be going in and out of that room, I'll just switch over to my plastic watch that I can just clean with a wipe at the end of the day. So that's the reason why I recommend you buying a regular watch. This watch was literally $8 at Walmart, and it's white, it matches everything. So that's something that I definitely recommend, is getting an extra watch if you use an Apple Watch. If not, obviously just use your regular watch. Another thing that my school didn't require but they recommended were scissors. And this is definitely something that has come so in handy. Like, you don't actually use this yourself while you're in clinicals, but you guys, like, to get some brownie points from your nurses, have your scissors with you at all times. Like when they're opening medications, when you're cutting tape, like so many times I have pulled this out and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you have scissors with you. So it's always, it's always good to get brownie points. And I have given my scissors to like nurses like every other week if somebody uses my scissors, and it's just some brownie points to be ready for your nurse. You know what I mean? You want to get those extra points so that they reward you back. You know what I mean? So definitely recommend keeping scissors with you while you're in clinicals. The next thing that I want to talk about is what I put all these essentials in. Is actually a stethoscope case. Now, I don't know if anybody else has a stethoscope case. Nobody in my class does, until they saw that I bought one. And you guys, like, when I am getting ready for clinical the day before, I love to have everything like laid out and like I know what I'm taking to clinicals, and I want to make sure that I have everything. And that's how this comes in. This comes into play. So I just kind of organize. As you can see, my stethoscope goes in here, my ring light, my scissors, and my watch. And then I'll also place my badge in here. So at the end of clinicals, I'll stick my badge in here and I'll close it up. So every single time I'm preparing for clinicals, I open it up, ding, 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 have everything, and it's all in the same place. So it's so easy to like pull out of your bag and you have everything here, so you're not running back and forth or looking for things through your bag. You know that everything's in here and you're good to go. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was a drug book. We weren't required to carry the drug book, but I did carry my drug book because when we were filling out care plans, like if I have extra time at any point in the day and I can fill out my meds, I will do that. Like using every single time that you get, like if during lunch, like I have an hour lunch, I know I'm not gonna be sitting here eating lunch for an hour, so I'll take my med book and I'll fill out all my meds. So by the time I get home, that's one less thing to worry about in your care plan. And you guys know care plans are so freaking long. If you guys have never seen a care plan, go over to my day in my life of a nursing student clinical assignments. I'll actually link it right up here so you guys can see it. You guys, it's like 17, 18 pages long, and you guys can see me filling that out, and it literally takes like 20 full hours like in total to fill out a care plan. Like it takes a lot of time. So this is definitely something that I recommend having. Another good thing to have about this is if you're having like med checkoff and your teacher's coming over and you need to know your meds, you pull it up, find it, write everything so you can explain to your nurse and to the patient, I'm giving you this medication, which is for this. I'm giving you this medication, which is for this medication that's for this, and it makes you look good in front of your teacher and of course in front of your patient. If you don't want to carry this big book around, which I did in foundations, but it's like pretty heavy and like I can't just like walk around like the nursing station with it, you know what I mean, like in my scrub pocket. There's actually an app called Davis Drug Guide, and you guys, it's the exact same thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and screen record this so you guys can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this up on the video. So it's Davis Drug Guide, and if you have like, for example, you need to know what digoxin is. We're gonna go ahead and go right here, and it has everything for you. So it literally even tells you how to pronounce it. Like, so you don't wanna look stupid in front of your nurse, you don't wanna look stupid in front of your instructor or in front of your patient, you don't know how to say it, it even tells you how to say it. It tells you if it's a high alert medication, it literally tells you everything. What's it for? Heart failure, AFib, atrial flutter, it tells you the mechanism of action, therapeutic effect, literally everything that you need to know for your care plan, for your med checkoff, everything is gonna be on here. And then it even tells you what you're gonna be assessing. So if your teacher tells you, what do you assess on a patient that you're giving digoxin for, you're gonna tell her, well, I'm gonna check that apical pulse for a full minute because that's what it says on here. And then what labs to look for, literally everything, you guys. Like, ever since I have found this app, which this company actually sent this app to me, and I wish I had it from the beginning, it's been so easy. Like, I haven't brought my drug guide book, and I'm able to fill out my care plan in school, like at the actual hospital. I'm able to pull it out and fill these things out so quickly, and it literally saves so much time. So it's called Davis Drug Guide, and it's freaking amazing. It even lets you see high alert medications. Like, these are so many different things that you can see. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. They're not paying me for this. They sent it to me for me to review, and I absolutely love it. So I definitely recommend you guys getting the Davis Drug Guide on your phone, and I'll link that down below as well so you guys can find that if you don't want to be carrying around this big old book. But so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is going to be my clipboard. I just definitely recommend that you guys get a collapsible clipboard. Like, they just require a normal clipboard. A lot of people, I don't know why they don't have a collapsible clipboard. Like, even as a nurse, I want to have a collapsible clipboard that I can take around with me anywhere, you know what I mean? So this is awesome because you're not leaving your clipboard around. And of course, because of HIPAA, you can't just leave your clipboard like this in the nursing station because, hello, we're gonna get in trouble for that. So you can just collapse it. If you wanna leave it in the nursing station, you can. If you wanna carry it in your scrubs, it fits so easy. So things that I'm gonna be talking about are gonna be what I take to clinicals, like what I actually have in my pocket. So I always have a highlighter with me. If you guys are filling out care plans, you guys wanna make sure that you get all the information. I don't know why, but I always forget like tiny things to ask or to check. And those tiny things I always need to highlight. So I'll make sure, like, you know, like I think I'm done, so I'll review my entire paperwork and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to ask this. So I'll just highlight everything. So the next time I go back in the patient room, I make sure that I hit those points to make sure that I get that full care plan or that SBAR, whatever you gotta fill out. So definitely take a highlighter with you. The next thing that I want to talk about is this pen. Obviously, it's nothing special. The only difference is between this and a regular pen is that this gives you a bunch of different colors. And you guys, like, this makes such a difference when you're writing your notes. Like, if you want to make sure that you don't forget something or there's something that's really important, like when your teacher comes around and you got to do your SBAR report to her and you want to make sure you don't forget something, you could write the more important stuff or the high alert medications in red. You could write different things in different colors. And ever since I've been using this pen, like, I feel like my notes are so much more organized because I designate certain colors for certain things. So it just makes things so much easier. So another thing that I recommend that you take to clinicals with you is either paper clips or a stapler. You guys know that care plans are so many pages. Like, it is so many pages long, and I definitely recommend having something to hold those pages together just because you don't want to leave paper anywhere. And if you just have your clipboard and you have a bunch of papers in there, it is so easy for you to get confused between the papers and not fill out something, or for you to leave it somewhere. So definitely recommend just getting one of these things for you to have your papers organized and neat. I don't know how people do it where they just have a bunch of papers like folded around. I like my stuff organized. I like to know what page is what. I like to keep my care plan in order so that I'm able to flip through that. So definitely recommend just carrying one of those. Next thing that I want to talk about is taking some Advil, ibuprofen, anything like that to clinical. So the reason why I say that is when you have to get up and go to clinical at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I don't know why, but sometimes I'm not able to sleep the day before clinical. I don't know if it's me being nervous or what it is, but I will get a straight up migraine. Like my head will hurt and I cannot get it to go away. And whenever I have a headache or a migraine, I'm not able to perform as good as I want to. I'm not able to think as good. Like I'm not able to enjoy clinical as much as I would if I were not feeling so sick. Keep in mind, like we have 12-hour clinicals. Like that's a long day. It's not just a little 5 hours. I don't know what your clinicals are, but mine are 12 hours. And I want to make sure that I'm taking use of like that time. So definitely recommend keeping ibuprofen or Advil. Literally, my first clinical in pediatrics, I had a migraine all day. Like I literally didn't think that I could even drive home. Like that's how bad my migraine was. I didn't even want to go outside. Like the sun was killing me. And it sucks because we only had 3 clinical days. So yeah, so this is like super, super helpful to take with you. And then of course, if you have cramps, please, please, please bring some Advil. Another thing that we're gonna be talking about is I take lotion and chapstick. So chapstick I have in my clinical, like in my scrubs, because you guys, like the hospital is the driest place on like planet Earth. Like I don't understand. Like I go into clinical and I leave and my face feels so dry. Like my hands are cracked. My lips are literally so freaking chapped. It is such a dry place. Like you need to have chapstick. Like if you do not have chapstick, like if you do not have chapstick on a clinical day, you're literally gonna be dying. You know that SpongeBob meme where he's like, I'm dying, like he's like drying up because he's not in the water? Yeah, that's how you're gonna be because it is so dry in there. And then I'll just take lotion because I have eczema, and using hand sanitizer in and out of each room, oh my god, like my hands will literally be so cracked and in so much pain. So I love to have lotion. So either during lunch or after clinical is over, I'll put lotion on, and it just helps my hands so much because they're literally like dying of dryness. So I like to have lotion with me. This is just a tiny little lotion that I carry with me. Another thing that I recommend that you have is water. So take water in whatever type of water bottle you want, but you guys, take something. My really bad habit is forgetting to drink water during clinical. Like it is so bad. Like I forget to pee and I forget to drink water, and I'm literally dying at the end of clinical. So definitely take water, take whatever your favorite cup is. I don't like to take this cup just because I don't like the fact that it has a straw sticking up, and I leave it at the nurse's station or in the break room, and I just don't like the fact that the straw is sticking up. I don't know if that's weird. So I like to take this one. It's also huge, so you could put a bunch of water and it also stays cold. So definitely recommend taking something like this so you can hydrate, because you're gonna be running around that entire hospital and you need to be hydrated. You need to take care of yourself before you can take care of someone else. So remember that. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you have water. Speaking of which, let me have some. The last thing that I recommend that you take to clinical that is in my clinical bag is gonna be a snack. The reason why I always bring a snack, and this is a protein snack, is because like I said, like you're running around all day like draining yourself. So that's why I say you need to stay hydrated. And if you're like really hungry, take something really easy to eat. Like if you forget to eat breakfast, because it's 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning when you go into clinical, sometimes you don't have time for breakfast. So I always recommend just keeping a snack like constantly in your clinical bag. So you can either have it for breakfast or as a snack, or post conference you can have a snack, because I am always starving and everybody's always like, you always have snacks. And I'm like, yeah girl, like I cannot go hungry. Like I will not function if I don't have food. So yeah, I think that's everything that I have, I believe. If I forgot anything, I will list it down below in my description box. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.